Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. With me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, everything else in between. If you want to go check out his stuff, it will be down in the description box below. Make sure you go and check that out. And while you're down there, make sure you give this video a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us on Spotify because if you can't see us, at least you can hear us.
That's
As you
true.
can tell by Campo's AEW hat, Forbidden Door, All Elite, we are doing AEW's Dynasty. In case you hadn't noticed.
I mean, I hadn't.
Yeah. Long card, very long card. And I gotta say, I am pissed off with their pre-shows. And I actually took points away because of this. Normally I don't, but I do, and I'll explain why after we get through it. So we'll start with the pre-show match. It is Nick Wayne and the crew of Action Andretti, Leo Rush. I kind of like this tag team together against AR Fox and Top Flight with Layla Gray.
It's I mean, it was an entertaining match.
It was
I
fun.
I would have preferred if they just gave us finally the tag match between Top Flight and Leo Rush and Action Andretti and
Yeah,
stop.
dicking
No
around.
more quadruples matches and trios matches to lead to another match. Like, just have them cut promos until it's time to do the
Yeah,
match. Like, I don't care. I mean, you can have one, if it's a singles wrestler, you can have one tag match to
yeah,
lead up and then all the rest promos. I don't need to watch a five-way, four-way, three-way, two-way to get to a singles match at a pay-per-view. They shouldn't be
yeah.
fighting that much.
It takes away from the specialness, I guess, if, in a
Do
way. Or
UFC fighters have pre-matches to like set up the match that's
no,
happening? Like, I'm so confused. It's
yeah,
just it's too much and they keep doing it.
yeah, it is. It was a lot, and but it still was a good match. It was fun. It was entertaining. I liked the team of Action Andretti and Leo Rush
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
and
I
Nick Wayne.
called this pre-show, by the way.
Yeah,
Before it got announced, I was like, I bet you any money the pre-show is going to be a match between Action Andretti and Leo Rush versus Top Flight, and then whatever the next match was, I literally don't remember what it is.
well, I wouldn't even call the next match a match.
That's fair.
But Nick Wayne and Action Andretti and Leo Rush do go over. Nick Wayne will be heading over to Japan to compete in the Best of the Super Juniors. So good luck to Nick Wayne
Yeah,
and good luck to our boy Ninja Mac.
Ninja Mac.
Yeah. And there's a reason why Kevin Knight had New Japan on it.
Why?
Kevin Knight has a two-way contract, similar to Takeshita's.
So was that just a loophole to not show the AEW logo or something? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know, but he's contracted to both. He has a two-way contract for both companies.
If I'm AEW, I'm
Hmm.
doing my damnedest to get someone in there with a Ring of Honor logo as well. Like, they don't even have to work for Ring of Honor. Just put like
Yeah,
put Leo Rush or put
Action
who's the other,
Andretti.
put Blake Christian in there and just put the Ring of Honor logo behind them. So it's just
Yeah,
you're selling that company as well.
but is the partnership between New Japan and AEW running out?
It's possible.
Before we get into it, let's talk about this
I
real
mean, it's
quick.
not because it just got signed this year,
Well, I
but
mean, we saw there's an image posted by the New Japan Global Instagram page of The Rock wearing a
well,
Lion
that's
Mark
because The
t-shirt.
Rock posted a video of him wearing a New Japan shirt. You probably missed it, but I did send it to you.
No, you did send it to me. That's why I laughed at you said the t-shirt.
Yeah, the it's probably just The Rock being The Rock.
Just trolling everybody.
Yeah, and New
Unless we're getting
Japan's like,
John
well,
Cena versus Tanahashi,
I mean,
loser
why
takes
not?
all.
Go ahead, do it. They because if they do that, they also lose the partnership with CMLL.
Yeah. And there's a lot of guys in New Japan working without a contract right now.
Yeah,
Gabe Kidd's working without a contract. Tetsuya Naito's working without a contract. TJP is working without a contract. There's another big name. Finley's working without a contract right now. So, but we'll talk about that. Tune in tomorrow for our Windy City review, and we'll talk more about that in depth. But like I said, Nick Wayne and the crew go over. So with that, we get Max Caster come out with an open challenge. Open challenge is answered by a returning Anthony Bowens. This match lasted 40 seconds.
yeah. Um,
And that was your pre-show. An hour and a half. That was your pre-show.
It's the worst pre-show I've ever seen. Except that the last match was fine. It was a pretty
The
good
match
match.
was good, but like, don't give me an hour and a half of pre-show and give me a match and a half. Not even a match and a half.
I get it.
Like, either do a WWE style pre-show and have an hour of just talking. Fine.
Yeah,
I
there
won't
should
watch
have been
it.
another match. There
I won't
easily could
watch
have been
it, but
one.
at least I know what I'm getting. You know what I mean?
You could have
TNA,
gave us one of the other women's matches from the
yeah,
tournament.
yeah. Instead, they only did one tournament match. You could have given us the Statlander versus Thing match at the pre-show.
Yeah, which was actually a pretty good match.
It was. But with that, after an hour and a half, we go to the main show, and it starts off great. We start off with Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight in the Owen Hart Cup tournament quarterfinals.
It was great. It's too long.
Yeah,
Like
it
I
was a
think
lot. It was 13 minutes, 14 minutes, but yeah.
this is a trend that I felt happened a lot throughout this pay-per-view where we were like, okay, this match doesn't need to be this long.
Hmm.
Like I don't want to watch long Will Ospreay matches anymore. Give me 8 minutes and it's over.
Yeah. 8 to 10 minutes. But this was a showcase more for Kevin Knight, his AEW coming out party, I guess,
Yeah, I guess.
because he put up one hell of a show.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah. But he didn't win. Will Ospreay wins this match. Moving right along, the Hurt Syndicate defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships against the Learning Tree, Big Bill and the Outlaw Bad Apple Brian Keith. I was gonna call him the Outlaw.
Well, who was on commentary? Didn't someone come out on commentary for this? MVP was out there, right?
MVP was on. He was actually quite good on commentary
Yeah,
with
but he
this.
kept calling him the outlaw,
Brian Keith.
Brian Keith, and the bounty hunter, and that's not his name anymore.
No, it's the Bad Apple.
Yeah, and that was like really, really strange.
Yeah, he still dresses up like that though.
Yeah, he
So I
does
could see.
still look like it.
But this was a match where we knew what the outcome was going to be. Hurt Syndicate retain in a fine match. It wasn't anything too special. But are we getting a Big Bill babyface turn? He's done with or is Jericho done with the Learning Tree, I think.
I don't know. I think it needs to end. I think it
Well,
needs to end.
Jericho's going on tour, and once the tour ends, his contract is up.
Yeah,
So I think he's gone.
I don't think he's gone.
I think he is. I think he's just going to float around the indies, make a couple WWE appearances here and there, and then call it a career.
No, I think he'll sign to AEW as like a. They'll give him like a cushy position.
Yeah. Because I really think he wants that WWE Hall of Fame spot.
Maybe they let him get it and then he signs the contract with AEW.
Kind of like what Jarrett did.
Yeah.
Okay. Mercedes Moné, not defending her belt, but it's a quarterfinal tournament match for the Owen Hart Cup. It is her against Julia Hart.
It got better as the match went along.
Yeah, but it started off real slow. It was more like a WWE. This is WWE Sasha Banks style match.
Yeah, it's like, but that's what it is. Unless you put her with someone who's like was very good in Japan or is a Japanese wrestler, she struggles with the matches.
Yeah, it is. And you could tell she struggled here. As much as Julia Hart has improved, I don't think she's improved enough to have a good match with Monet.
Well, Julia Hart definitely hit her head at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and you could see that for like a good 3 minutes she was completely dazed. Like that
Yeah.
she was struggling to get anything done to like set up her spot to
Yeah.
be in the right place for Monet to do stuff. So that was a little bit hard to watch
Awkward.
even.
Yeah.
I mean, she does have, you know what? She has a better moonsault than Tiffy Stratton. I'm just gonna say that.
I don't know. Tiffy's is
I don't
pretty.
know. Julia Hart's is pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Well, Monet does win, and she moves on. So with that, AEW World Trios Championship match, the Death Riders defending against Rated FTR. I did not like this match. The best part was Wheeler Yuta.
Um, I don't know. The match wasn't bad. It was a fine match. It wasn't like anything special. I think
Hmm.
all the storytelling at the end was better than the match.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too, in the match itself, they're positioning Wheeler Yuta as the next Bryan Danielson, like that. His style, his move set, everything.
Yeah, well, you could see like from a long time ago that he was getting that.
Yeah, that rub.
I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it.
It was an average match. Death Riders retain for some reason. Well, we know the reason why. Death Riders retain and FTR turns on Edge and they go heel.
Okay, it should have been rated FTR winning the belts
Hmm.
at all three of their careers. but they wanted to do the storyline so fast. I think they should have teased it a little bit more as them being champions and then had them lose the championship like relatively quick and then
Yeah.
be up to like the ops
Well, I
and
mean,
then
the
be
next
upset
show,
about it.
when's the next show? The next show's in like 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Double or Nothing, right? It May 25th. Okay, it's in a month and a half. They could have held it for a month. Lose it on a, and then at Double or Nothing, that's when you do the heel turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think of the heel turn though? Is it
I
needed? Is it?
it works for me as long as it was together. If when they were telling the story and it was like Dax was gonna turn and not cash, then I was like, no, you can't do that. I don't
Yeah.
like I'm not into that at all. I think that's a stupid idea. But with both of them turning fine.
Okay. With that, Tony Storm versus Megan Bayne, AEW Women's World Championship.
This match was great.
This match was really good. I agree. This was really good on Bane's part too. Bane really
I
shined in
think
this
listen,
match.
this is gonna be very controversial. I think Bane carried this match. Not that Tony Storm was
Hmm.
bad, but I think
No,
that the what made this match good was Bane's ability to number one take really hard hits, and number two look like a monster. Like,
right,
and
but
she
then also give credit to Tony Storm for selling really well.
they both sold really well.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
but
I
this,
this
yeah, this was a really good. I really enjoyed this. I don't understand, like, if Bane is your next person you're building up, why would you have her lose and why would you do a title match so soon?
I said the exact same thing as you, especially when you were trying to make her look like a monster. How do you have her lose? But the way that she loses is like sneaky.
It was a
It
sneaky
wasn't
win, yeah,
it wasn't like she lost
decisive,
because yeah,
yeah,
she dominated the whole match and then just got a surprise roll up and lost the match.
yeah. But I like the whole Rocky gimmick Tony Storm came out to, and
Yeah, it was awesome. And then
yeah, in
the part where
Philadelphia, right, makes sense.
I don't remember exactly what happened. She took like two heavy moves and then a
Hmm.
Storm Zero and then kicked out on one.
Yeah,
And I was like, holy shit. Because I was like, oh, this is it. The match is over.
yeah. But no, this is good. Tony Storm continues to impress. The women's wrestler of the year category may be a tough decision this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to decide this year. Well, for the end
Who
of
did
the
we
year
pick
at
last
least.
year? Stephanie?
Bakura was our number one last year. There was no other option last year. But Tony
Tony
Storm,
Storm was kind of close.
yeah. But Tony Storm is really making headway this year.
Well, do you remember what it was? What was our 3 years? It was Bianca.
Storm,
No, was it Bianca? No, it was Bianca, Julia,
Bianca,
and
Julia,
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Ripley came close with the Julia
Ripley was
year.
close, I think, 2 years in a row.
Yeah. But Tony Storm does retain, and like you said, a cheap little win. So this way, maybe it keeps Megan Bayne a little still strong.
Yeah, I mean, they presented her well the next night, so
Yeah. So, so with that, Kyle Fletcher against Mark Briscoe in an Owen Hart Cup tournament quarterfinal.
I expected this match to be really bad. And that
It's
sounds
Yeah, I
not
know,
really
but
bad.
they were two different, completely different styles of wrestling.
And it's like I'm getting really tired of like call me an asshole at this point, but like I'm getting tired of the shoehorned in random ass
Hmm.
Briscoe slash Orange Cassidy matches. Just stop them. If there's
Yeah,
no feud, I don't want to watch it, especially
yeah.
if it's those specific guys.
You know
Like if
what? Put Mark Briscoe in a feud with Orange Cassidy, so this way I don't have to watch it.
yeah, there you go. If this was like Kevin Knight versus him, and it was just a random match, and I was gonna get to watch two insanely like
Hmm.
talented wrestlers
Young
wrestle, but it's
wrestlers,
like
yeah,
I going in when you're looking at this match on paper, you're like I'm watching Mark Briscoe, and
yeah.
it's like no offense to him, but it's like I lived through the peak of Mark Briscoe already, and that's like
Yeah.
where do you go from here? It's like
And
watching Chris
I've seen
Jericho.
Mark Briscoe peak was tag team era. Mark Briscoe is a tag team wrestler. I
Yeah,
get it that you're trying to honor his brother's legacy, but you're not your brother.
he is good. It's not that he's
Oh
not
yeah, I
good.
know,
It's
but
just
he's
that
not world champion. Like,
he doesn't need to be always in a pay-per-view position.
Yeah.
Slap him together with a new tag team person and call them the new Briscoes or something. Like, do you know what I mean?
Kind of like what the Dudleys did, a brand new, like, oh, this is a brother we never had before or something.
Yeah,
Or
do
Gerald
just
Briscoe.
figure something out like that. That's to me, that's what I would be doing with him.
Yeah.
I would let him go to Japan, let him
Yeah.
tag with Ishii, and
Yeah,
have them
because
go on a tag run.
that was the one part of the pre-show I actually found funny
That
was
was hilarious.
Ishii's
Collecting
holding
all
the
the
mic.
microphones.
Yeah, and he's just and then he gives the microphone back at the end.
I was like, why does he have three microphones? Anyways,
But he won't be tagging with Ishii. We'll talk about that in tomorrow's review.
yeah. So,
We know
anyways,
why.
though, um, I don't
Go.
know.
Oh,
I just thought it was a good match. It ended up being really
yeah,
good. It surprised me.
it was. It's just not what I wanted to watch on a pay-per-view. This is a match you could have either had on the pre-show or put it in
Yeah,
a Dynamite or something.
they're oversaturating us with top stars like
Yeah.
on a weekly basis, and I don't want to watch like uh let Private Party
Hmm.
fight a match on a Wednesday night against the Outrunners.
Yeah.
Let the mid card like lower tier people wrestle. I don't want to watch the Hurt Syndicate fight the jobbers from that city and destroy them in 2 minutes. That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to me. Let the big names cut their promos. You have one match with big names on it, or one
Hmm.
title
As
match,
your
whatever
main
you want to
event.
do, and then have the rest of the matches be people that need time.
Yeah. Like the roster is so over bloated right
Yeah,
now.
I don't need to watch a Will Ospreay match every single Wednesday night.
This is becoming people may like you said this may be controversial, but this is like WCW 1999, right when they started losing, like when they started losing those first few weeks in the ratings war, and they just started signing everybody. You know what I mean? Oh, this guy's contract is done in ECW, we'll just bring him in. This guy's contract is done here, just bring him in. This guy, you know what I mean? Like, and they had all this and their factions were so over bloated. Like the NWO had how many different members, and they were three different factions of the NWO. There was NWO Silver, NWO Wolfpack, and OG NWO. Like there was like LWO. Like
Hey, those are your friends.
yeah, they were. But yeah, I mean Kyle Fletcher wins obviously. So like we knew this Mark Briscoe was not going to win this match. I have a feeling because we know what this is building to. Because Kyle Fletcher's in Group A and Will Ospreay's in Group B, and they're going to meet in the finals.
I actually don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, so the next match is on Collision tonight, actually, as we're recording this. It's Brody King versus Takeshita.
Yeah,
Takeshita's
Takeshita's gonna
winning that.
win.
And then it's going to be Takeshita versus Will Ospreay.
And then I think Takeshita's going to win. And I think the
And
finals is going to be Takeshita versus Hangman Page.
you think Page is going all the way through and Page is going to win?
I don't know if Hangman's going to win, but it's going to be Takeshita or Hangman. I think the reason that you have Will Ospreay there and Kyle Fletcher is to like tease the fact that that's what they want you to think, that those two are going to
Okay.
win and go to the
Who do you,
finals.
who do you think? Well, I mean, we're going to find out tonight on who Adam Page's partner is going to be.
Oh yeah, we don't even know who it is.
Yeah, or not partner, opponent.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and the
It's
other
going to be Jeff
bracket
Jarrett.
probably again. But we're saying that Chris Sandler, the Thunder Rosa match was really good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. And then tonight we're also getting Harley Cameron versus Athena and Jamie Hayter versus Billy Starks.
That's a setup. See, that's a setup to have Sasha
Athena.
Banks versus you're gonna have to have Athena versus Sasha, and then you're gonna get
Yeah.
Athena versus like Billy Starks probably in the finals.
I think it's going to be Hayter.
Okay, actually, Hayter. I forgot Hayter was there. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
Hayter's gonna win. I think Hayter or Athena will win.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that should be fun. So with that, we are going into our next match. It's the ROH World Championship match. Chris Jericho versus Bandito in a title versus mask match.
A really good match.
Yeah.
I don't like the finish, but I think that the match was good. Like, not that I didn't want him to win. Spoilers: Bandito wins.
Bandito wins. Yeah.
But I
We
don't like
talked
the way
about it
it came
earlier that
about.
Jericho's leaving for a while. He's going on tour, so we won't see him for a while.
I don't like the way that it came about. It was an awkward fake ending, and then Bandito just immediately won as soon as the match restarted. Like,
Restarted,
what?
yeah.
You should have at least got a couple minutes out of that.
Yeah, at least have Chris Jericho dominate for at least a minute or two after the restart.
Yeah.
because Chris Jericho wins with the bat, Floyd,
And then the
and
referee on the outside hears the pair
no,
his
yeah, his mom talking about the bat is inside. But should that count? Because there's no visual proof that,
no, because you would then any match would be like that. Every time someone cheated, just be like, hold on, someone in the crowd, tell me what happened. Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So I don't think that should have
Whatever. We
counted.
all wanted Bandito to win. Let's
Bandito
not
to win,
pretend we
yeah.
didn't want Bandito to win. So
And I think Bandito will make a better ROH champion than Chris Jericho.
yeah, because we could have watched great matches like Bandito versus Pac or something like that, but
You
unfortunately
know
we
what the
won't
next
get to
one's
watch
probably going to
that.
be? Bandito versus Mark Briscoe
Yeah,
or
I
Orange
think,
Cassidy,
but for sure, Orange Cassidy for
Darby
sure.
Allin.
Yeah, I don't know how long Bandito will be champion. I think they're gonna want to. I feel
They're
like
going to
this
want
is
to give
just
him a
like I
run.
love you moment, and now they want to give it to a big name. They're gonna give it to like Orange Cassidy or someone like that.
No, I think Bandito may have a good run with this one.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, because we were talking about the pay-per-views. They mentioned this that Death Before Dishonor is the night before All In.
Yeah.
Like you're competing against your own pay-per-views. What
Well,
are
you're
you
not really
doing?
competing.
Y-
It's for ticket sales, yes. For TV views, you're probably gonna do really good because people are gonna make, oh, I get to watch two pay-per-views in a row. Um,
See, I think it's going to suffer. Like, why would I watch the Beak? It would be like if WWE were charging at the same time you had to watch NXT or you have to watch the main card. What are you watching?
the main card, obviously.
Right. So if you got to spend $50 for Ring of Honor and $50 for AEW, where are you going to spend your $50?
Anyways, they're gonna do well for ticket sales for Ring of Honor because they're doing it in
Arena, yeah.
the gaming arena, so they'll sell
Yeah.
that shit out, no problem.
Yeah, but I don't think TV buys will be that high.
Yeah, it's the way she goes.
But yeah, Bandito is your new champion. So with that, Daniel Garcia defending the AEW TNT Championship against Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole. This is
Why?
another wrestler that when I see him on a pay-per-view, I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch this match.
Yeah.
Like as we were talking about this, like I've just not. He's just a wrestler, plain and simple, that I have no interest in.
Yeah. It's not that he's a bad wrestler. It's just
No, it's not my type of wrestling
he's
either.
also inconsistent. You never know how much time you're going to get out of Adam Cole because you
He's
get him
gonna
for a
get
month and
injured.
then he's going to get injured again.
He's like I don't know he's like if Zack Sabre Jr. wasn't as good as he is. Like his wrestling style is a technical style, but
Yeah.
it's like not
Unless
as
you're,
good as like the good wrestlers
but
that
if you're
are
not
at
pairing
it.
him with the right opponent, it's not going to work.
Like this match wasn't bad.
No,
It was
because
they
Daniel Garcia
weirdly
can work that style.
but they weirdly did like the same move like six times in a row. I don't know if you
Yeah.
noticed that. They just kept going for the same spot and it was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'm done with
But
this.
I there's two sides to this. One, I think everyone stopped caring about Daniel Garcia's run as TNT champion. I think everyone
Hmm.
forgot that he was
He
TNT
was even
champion.
champion. Yeah.
And Adam Cole adds a star power to the belt and to like your TV show now. But the problem is like,
Like we said, it's inconsistent. We don't know how long he's going to be
yeah.
healthy for.
And like, where do you go from here? Is it like a Wardlow feud? Like, does Wardlow come back or
I don't
something?
even think
And
Wardlow's contracted anymore.
good, I don't want him to be contracted. I
You know
don't
where
know.
this is? I think this may go MJF again
So let it die. I'm okay with that.
and give MJF another run with the TNT Championship.
MJF is a big name. Let him ride.
Okay. So with that, three-way match. Kenny Omega defending the AEW International Championship against Rick O'Shea, the Irish superstar, and Speedball Mike Bailey.
Rick O'Shea, that's so good. Bald. Um, the
One guy with great hair, one guy with no hair, and one guy with really bad hair.
Kenny Omega's really bad hair, right?
Yes, exactly.
I hate Kenny Omega's hair.
Really? It's
Like
better than Mike Bailey's.
I feel like he needs to just have a Chris Jericho moment and just go short hair out of nowhere and just make everybody be like, "What?"
Mike Bailey, I hate to say this, but Mike Bailey's hair looks like it was cut by Stevie Wonder.
Listen, anybody who kicks the way that he kicks and has a mullet and is from Canada, you should probably not fuck with. Because
Okay, but
like,
Kenny Omega is also from Canada.
yeah, but he
Has this
doesn't have a
quasi.
mullet and he doesn't
It's a
kick.
quasi Jerry Curl mullet.
No, he has a full on like 1970s
Jerry,
disco Jerry
Jerry
curl.
Curl. Okay. Just let your soul glow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He's like the Rick James of
Yeah.
wrong. Um,
What's his name? Sexual
that's the
chocolate.
best match of the night. What are we gonna
Yeah.
talk about? It was really good. It
I
was well
believe the
paced.
children are the future.
Oh my God. The pacing is good. The match work is good. There was very
Kids, go
few
watch Coming to
botches.
America.
Don't watch it. And then also, well, at least don't watch the second one. And yeah, I don't
No,
know.
I agree. This match, I would argue to put this into men's multi-man
Yeah,
match of
I
the
would
year.
too. I would
Yeah.
too. It was
It's
really good. If
yeah,
only Mike Bailey wore shoes, it would
it'd
be a
be even
lot
better.
better.
Yeah. But in the end, though, it was a great sequence leading up to the finish. That double dragonplex that he did was pretty insane.
A lot of the shit in this match was crazy. He did a reverse avalanche
One winged
uh
angel.
one winged angel because
Yeah.
we were talking about it after it happened, and I'm like, has he ever done an avalanche one wing
No.
angel before?
Yeah,
And
I
they're
think
like,
he's done the
yes, he
avalanche.
has. But I'm like, but did he ever do it backwards? Like,
No,
cause
he hasn't.
he inverted it. Like
Yeah.
he came off the ropes the other way.
Yeah. Reverse avalanche one wing angel. It was pretty cool. Like he pulled a lot of tricks out of his bag. This was probably the best I've seen Ricochet in AEW so
It's
far.
the smoothest we've seen Ricochet
Yeah.
for sure.
It
This
flowed.
is
The match.
this could be like, at least in terms of stage level, the peakest thing that Mike Bailey has ever done.
It's the biggest stage for him for sure.
For sure. I know the match was good. He was good in the match. So it's like this could potentially be like what people talk about as the best Mike Bailey match up to this point of his career. Mind you, we've
I,
seen probably better matches like Takeshita, but you
yeah.
know what I mean.
Yeah. Timmy's updating the thing right now
Starting to
for
think
us.
Timmy's you.
No. Timmy's in the background. He's updating for us. He's working on it. Timmy's hard at work. He works hard, man. Timmy works hard.
Young Timothy. Timothy
Yeah.
Thatcher.
I think we may have to start paying him, but I don't think so.
No.
But yeah, moving on. We got our main event of the evening, Swerve versus Mox.
Ah, was super disappointing.
Yeah.
Super disappointing. Moxley's match the next night against Shibata, or the next night, I keep saying something, it's like Raw,
Yeah.
on Dynamite against Shibata was
It was 10
way
times
better than
better.
this
Yeah.
match.
And it was again overbooked. I even made a note. This is if WCW were booking the Bloodline feud.
No, this is how overbooked I wanted it. This
But
is
that's what I'm
this is
saying.
this is perfect level of
WCW
overbook.
style overbooking.
This was perfect. This is how
If
the match
WC
against
this
Edge should
is
have
if
been.
WCW booked the Bloodline feud.
Okay. A lot of people are calling it like a rip off of the Bloodline
It
feud.
is, completely it is. Because every time Mox is about to lose, one of the members jumps in. Except this time it wasn't one of the members, it was Hangman.
Yeah. I didn't do it to serve help him. It
Yeah,
wasn't me.
it wasn't me. But then Pac comes out, takes out Hangman, and then the rest of the Death Riders come out,
Yeah, well,
and then we get Samoa Joe and his crew.
I just want them to win the trios belts because
I
now
think
I don't
that's
know what's going to
happening.
happen because Pac is definitely injured in real life.
Yeah, again.
So and I don't even it didn't even look like anything happened.
No, but yeah, give me Samoa Joe and Hook and what's his nuts
A lot of
Shibata,
Shibata.
yeah, as your trios champion. Since I'm not going to get rated FTR.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah, but in the end, though, with that and all the shenanigans that ensue, very House of Torture style, uh, John Moxley retains.
You know, the House of Torture. The Bloodline is a ripoff of the House of Torture.
Oh, completely. It is. The only difference is Evil didn't have a 1,342-day title run.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
He's
And
lucky
the
if he gets
Bloodline does
13
not
days.
have dick on dick contact.
No, they don't. Kai and Tai did at one time.
That's true.
He choppy your pee-pee.
Whoa. Can't call it a PB anymore.
Okay. Well, at least I didn't do the accent. That would have been bad.
Should have. Should have went
Yeah.
all in.
Should have all in. That's
Should have.
next month.
That's excellent. That's where it's double or nothing.
Double or nothing, right?
Uh,
But yeah, and that was your main event. Typical Mox match. A lot of like eye gouging, back raking, biting. It was a fight, not a wrestling match.
Yeah. Yeah, huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So all in all, it was an okay show, not one of my favorites, but the matches were good, but there was something that just couldn't hold my interest in
I
this match.
think given the like what the card looked like
Hmm.
and coming off the last pay-per-view, it my expectations were way too high. And I think
Yeah.
that hurt a lot.
That
Cause
and the fact that we had an hour and a half with one match.
yeah, I honestly was gonna say this might be the first time ever where I actually factor in how bad the pre-show was.
Hmm. Either I watch it or I don't. You give me decent matches and I watch it. But when you
Yeah.
only give me one match, no, thank you.
Well, if I'm paying for it on Amazon, I'm definitely watching the whole thing because
Yeah.
it's an extra $10 more expensive.
Is it really?
Yeah.
But the
But you
pre-show's
can
free
you
on
can
YouTube.
yeah, but you can watch it all at once there. You
Oh,
just
okay.
click it and it takes you right into the pay-per-view when the show's over. You don't have to like
And
close
it's
YouTube and then
$60
open the thing.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Is it 60 Canadian on Amazon?
It's like 58 with tax.
Jesus Christ. But yeah. All in all, what would you rate this show?
I don't know. I never even thought about it. I'm going to be super honest with you that this whole week I kept telling myself, I should stop and think about like how I would rate this, and I didn't. Um, it's definitely not like a bad pay-per-view,
No.
and I don't want to give it a 7.5 because that's such a cop out. But also, what did I give the last pay-per-view?
The last pay-per-view, Sakura Genesis was a 7-2.
Well, it was better than Sakura Genesis, that's for sure.
Yeah.
7.4.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not that off from you. I actually gave it a 7-3.
Yeah, it's
So
like
slightly better than Sakura
it was
Genesis.
entertaining as a whole,
Yeah.
but it's just it. There was so much room to be better, and it was
It had the
definitely better
potential to
than
be.
Sakura Genesis. So if I'm comparing them, like, yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta go with this.
So,
The
yeah.
Megan Bayne match and the Kenny Omega match make this
Alone.
alone worth watching this pay per view.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks match is pretty. It's okay. The Will Ospreay match is
Yeah.
good.
Even the Adam Cole match wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow is our review for Windy City Riot. We're getting this one out to you right away, so there's no wait time for this one. So tune in tomorrow for that. And like I said, if you can't see us on YouTube, go listen to us on Spotify. Link will be down in the description box below. So, in the words of Kenny Omega, your international champion, goodbye and good night.